Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why those dark spots just will not go away? You have tried the creams, you have tried the serums, you have spent money on products that promise results in 4 weeks, and yet every morning you wake up and the spots are still there. Some days they look lighter, some days they look darker, but they never actually leave. That is not your fault, and today I am going to prove it. I have been a practicing dermatologist for over 20 years. I have sat across from thousands of women who felt exactly the way you feel right now, frustrated, confused, and honestly a little embarrassed that something as simple as a dark spot has resisted everything they have thrown at it. But here's the truth that nobody in the beauty industry wants you to hear. Those treatments you have been buying were never designed to actually fix your dark spots. They were designed to slightly fade them, just enough to keep you hopeful, just enough to keep you coming back for the next bottle. A product that permanently clears your dark spots does not make anybody rich. A product that almost clears them absolutely does. The beauty industry runs on your almost, and I am done with that. Today, I am going to show you something completely different, something that costs almost nothing, something that is sitting in many of your kitchens or bathroom cabinets right now, castor oil, but not the way you have been using it, not the way every beauty influencer on the internet tells you to use it, in a very specific overnight combination that works at the exact level of your skin where dark spots are actually created. Because here is what most people do not know. Dark spots do not live on the surface of your skin. They live deep inside it, inside specialized cells called melanocytes that have been triggered into overdrive by years of sun exposure, inflammation, and hormonal changes. Surface creams cannot reach those cells. That is why they fail every single time. What I am showing you today goes deeper. I am going to give you the exact blend, the exact steps, and the exact science behind why this works when everything else has not. I have seen this protocol clear spots that women had carried on their faces for over a decade in weeks, not months, weeks. And if you stay until the very end of this video, I am going to give you something extra, a second overnight trick that most dermatologists keep entirely to themselves, a simple addition to this protocol that doubles its speed and targets the one hidden reason dark spots come back even after they fade. You do not want to miss it. So, stay with me from beginning to end because by tonight, you will have everything you need to finally win this fight. Let us start with the real reason your dark spots keep coming back. Most people think dark spots are a surface problem. You can see them on the surface. They show up on the surface. So it makes sense to treat them on the surface, right? And this single misunderstanding is the reason billions of dollars worth of brightening creams fail millions of women every single year. Here's what is actually happening inside your skin. Your skin has a layer called the epidermis. Inside that epidermis live specialized cells called melanocytes. These cells produce a pigment called melanin. Melanin is what gives your skin its color, and in healthy skin, melanocytes produce melanin in a controlled, balanced way that keeps your skin tone even and smooth. But after years of sun exposure, after the hormonal shifts that come with perimenopause and menopause, and after chronic low-level inflammation from products that irritate more than they heal, your melanocytes get stuck. They get stuck in a state of constant overproduction. They keep pumping out melanin long after the trigger that started them is gone. And that excess melanin clusters together in concentrated patches. Those patches are your dark spots. Now, here is why surface treatments fail. The melanocytes causing your dark spots sit in a layer called the stratum spinosum. It is deep in the living epidermis. Most creams and serums have molecules that are simply too large to reach it. They sit on the dead surface cells. They give your skin a temporary brightness, but they never touch the overactivated melanocytes underneath. So the moment you stop using them, or the moment you get a little more sun, the spots return darker and more stubborn than before. This is not a mystery. It is basic skin biology, and it is the reason I'm going to show you a delivery system today that goes past the surface and reaches those cells directly. That delivery system is castor oil, but not alone, never alone. Castor oil has been used for skin for thousands of years, and there is real science behind why it works. It contains a fatty acid called ricinoleic acid that makes up almost 90% of its entire composition. Ricinoleic acid has documented anti-inflammatory properties. It has documented moisturizing properties. And in pharmaceutical research, it has been shown to be one of the most effective natural penetration enhancers ever studied. But here is the catch that nobody talks about. Castor oil has a molecular weight of 933 daltons. Your skin has a penetration threshold of 500 daltons. Anything above 500 cannot pass through the skin barrier on its own. The molecules are simply too large. So when you apply castor oil to your face and go to sleep, the oil sits on the surface. It sits on dead skin cells. It does not penetrate, and it does nothing to reach the melanocytes deep in your epidermis that are creating your dark spots. This is the dirty secret of castor oil skincare that nobody tells you. But ricinoleic acid has a unique property that makes it completely different from any other oil you could use on your skin. When it is paired with the right smaller molecule, it acts as a carrier. It grabs that molecule. It helps break down the skin barrier resistance, and it pulls the active compound through the epidermis at depths that water-based serums and creams simply cannot reach. A 2016 pharmaceutical study confirmed that ricinoleic acid increased transdermal penetration of active compounds by up to 40% compared to standard cream vehicles. 40% deeper delivery into the living epidermis where your melanocytes actually live. This is why castor oil is not the treatment, it is the vehicle. The most powerful natural vehicle available for getting the right ingredients to exactly the right depth in your skin. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what to put inside that vehicle to permanently address your dark spots at their source. Now, stay with me because what I'm about to share next is part that changes everything. Most people know about brightening ingredients, vitamin C, kojic acid, niacinamide, but what almost nobody knows is which specific form of each ingredient works through the castor oil delivery pathway and in what combination to hit all three stages of dark spot formation simultaneously. Miss any one of those stages and your spots come back. I am going to make sure you do not miss a single one. To permanently clear a dark spot, you have to understand that it does not form in one step. It forms in three, and each stage requires a different targeted ingredient to interrupt it. This is why single ingredient treatments always fail. They address one stage and ignore the other two. Stage 1 is melanin production. This is where the melanocyte produces the excess pigment that becomes your dark spot. An enzyme called tyrosinase controls this process. When tyrosinase is overactive, it triggers the melanocyte to produce far more melanin than your skin needs. Every dark spot you have started with overactive tyrosinase. Stage 2 is melanin transfer. Once the melanocyte produces that excess melanin, it packages it into small structures called melanosomes and transfers them to the surrounding skin cells called keratinocytes. Those keratinocytes carry the melanin to the surface of your skin, where it appears as a dark spot. Even if you shut down melanin production at stage 1, any melanin that was already transferred continues to show up on your skin. Stage 3 is oxidative damage. This is the stage almost every treatment ignores entirely. Free radicals from sun exposure and pollution attack the melanin already deposited in your skin cells and oxidize it. Oxidized melanin appears darker and more concentrated. It is also significantly harder to fade. This is why dark spots look so much worse after a summer in the sun. The melanin was already there. The oxidative damage made it visibly darker. To permanently clear dark spots, you must interrupt all three stages at the same time. Stop new melanin from being produced, block the transfer of existing melanin to the skin surface, and neutralize the oxidative damage that is darkening the melanin already deposited. The protocol I am about to give you does all three overnight using castor oil as the delivery system that pushes the active ingredients to the exact depth where each stage occurs. The first ingredient in this protocol is niacinamide. This is vitamin B3 in a skin-active form, and it is the most clinically studied topical brightening ingredient in all of dermatology outside of prescription treatments. Niacinamide targets stage 2 of dark spot formation. It blocks the transfer of melanosomes from melanocytes to keratinocytes. A landmark study in the British Journal of Dermatology found that 5% niacinamide significantly reduced dark spot intensity and improved overall skin tone evenness after 12 weeks. But the key finding that most people miss is this. Niacinamide does not stop melanin from being produced. It stops it from being delivered to the surface. That means any melanin sitting in the melanocytes waiting to be transferred never reaches your skin. It is broken down naturally by the body and eliminated. When niacinamide is delivered to the castor oil pathway, it reaches the stratum spinosum at concentrations that water-based serums cannot match. It does not just slow melanin transfer, it stops it. Niacinamide also rebuilds your skin barrier through ceramide synthesis. Ceramides are the lipid molecules that hold your skin cells together and keep moisture locked inside. When your barrier is strong, inflammation stays low. And low inflammation means your melanocytes receive fewer triggers to overproduce melanin in the first place. Niacinamide works backwards through the entire dark spot chain at the same time. I want you to stay right here because the next two ingredients are where this protocol separates itself from everything you have ever tried before. Ingredient 2 directly targets the tyrosinase enzyme at the root of stage 1, and ingredient 3 does something that no brightening product on the market addresses at all. It reverses the oxidative darkening of spots that have already formed. These two together are the reason this protocol works on spots that have been on your face for years. Keep watching. The second ingredient is cold-pressed turmeric root oil, not turmeric powder, not a turmeric face mask, cold-pressed turmeric root oil. This distinction is critical, and I will explain exactly why in a moment. Turmeric root oil contains highly concentrated curcuminoids. Curcuminoids are the active compounds in turmeric that give it its deep golden color, and they are among the most potent natural tyrosinase inhibitors ever studied. Remember stage 1 of dark spot formation? Overactive tyrosinase triggers the melanocyte to produce excess melanin. Curcuminoids interrupt that process directly. They bind to the tyrosinase enzyme and reduce its activity. Less tyrosinase activity means less melanin produced. Less melanin produced means fewer dark spots formed, and existing spots no longer being fed with new pigment from below. A 2016 study published in the journal Phytotherapy Research tested curcuminoid compounds against tyrosinase activity and found they inhibited the enzyme with a potency comparable to kojic acid. Kojic acid is one of the most commonly used brightening agents in professional skincare. Finding a natural compound that matches its efficacy without its well-documented side effects of irritation and sensitivity is genuinely significant. Now, why turmeric oil and not turmeric powder? Turmeric powder does not dissolve in oil. If you mix it into your castor oil, you will end up with a gritty orange paste that sits on the surface of your skin and stains everything it touches. The active curcuminoids in powder form cannot be absorbed through the skin barrier in any meaningful concentration. Cold-pressed turmeric root oil is a different thing entirely. The curcuminoids in turmeric oil are already in a liposoluble form. This means they are fully compatible with castor oil and fully accessible to the ricinoleic acid penetration pathway. When you mix turmeric root oil into castor oil, the curcuminoids travel through the barrier alongside the ricinoleic acid and reach the melanocytes at the depth where tyrosinase activity occurs. You are not putting turmeric on your skin. You are delivering its most active compounds directly to the cells that are creating your dark spots. Use 3 to 4 drops of cold-pressed turmeric root oil per tablespoon of castor oil, no more. Turmeric oil is highly concentrated, and using too much can cause temporary yellowing of very fair skin. 3 to 4 drops is the therapeutic dose. It is enough to produce measurable tyrosinase inhibition without any cosmetic side effect. The third ingredient is cold-pressed rosehip seed oil, and this is the one that addresses the stage most treatments completely ignore. Stage 3, oxidative darkening. Rosehip seed oil contains the highest natural concentration of vitamin A in any plant oil. Specifically, it contains trans-retinoic acid. This is the exact molecule used in prescription retinoid creams, the gold standard treatment for photo-aged hyperpigmented skin in clinical dermatology. Trans-retinoic acid does 2 things that are directly relevant to your dark spots. First, it accelerates skin cell turnover. Your skin naturally sheds its outermost layer of dead cells and replaces them with new cells from below. This process slows significantly after age 45. Slower turnover means melanin-loaded keratinocytes stay on the surface longer, and dark spots appear darker and more defined. Trans-retinoic acid from rosehip oil speeds up this turnover process. The pigmented cells move to the surface faster and are shed faster. Dark spots visibly fade because the cells carrying the pigment are being replaced more rapidly with fresh unpigmented cells from below. Second, trans-retinoic acid stimulates collagen synthesis. New collagen production in the dermis plumps the skin from below, and when skin is plumper and thicker, the contrast between the pigmented spots and the surrounding skin visibly reduces. The spots do not just fade, the overall skin quality improves around them, so they become less prominent even before they fully clear. A 2015 randomized double-blind clinical trial published in Clinical Interventions in Aging-Tested Rosehip Seed Oil on participants with significant skin pigmentation and photoaging. Results showed a 43% improvement in skin tone evenness and measurable reduction in dark spot intensity after 8 weeks of consistent use. Now, here is the thing about rosehip seed oil that you must know. The oil must be a deep amber or reddish orange color. If the rosehip seed oil you buy is pale yellow or clear, it has been over-refined and the trans-retinoic acid has been removed. Color is your quality indicator. Deep color means active compounds are present. Pale color means you are buying an empty vehicle. Use 1 teaspoon of rosehip seed oil per tablespoon of castor oil. This ratio delivers the therapeutic concentration of trans-retinoic acid without overwhelming the blend. You now have the 3 core ingredients: niacinamide stopping melanin transfer, turmeric oil stopping melanin production, rosehip seed oil clearing existing pigment and accelerating cell turnover. All 3 delivered into the living epidermis by castor oil's ricinoleic acid, but the blend alone is only part of the protocol. The way you apply it at night is equally important, and most people get this completely wrong. Stay with me because the application technique I'm about to show you dramatically increases how deep these ingredients penetrate while you sleep. The way you apply this blend determines whether it works or whether it sits on your skin surface doing almost nothing. Start with a clean face. Use a gentle sulfate-free cleanser and massage it into your skin for a full 60 seconds before rinsing. Most people rinse after 10 seconds. That is not enough time for the cleanser to dissolve the layer of dead cells, dried sebum, and product residue sitting on your skin surface. That layer acts as a blockade. It reduces penetration of everything you apply afterward. 60 seconds of cleanser contact time removes it properly. After cleansing, do not dry your face completely. Leave it slightly damp. Damp skin has significantly higher permeability than dry skin. The water molecules on the surface create a gradient that actively pulls oil-based compounds inward. Applying the blend to damp skin measurably increases how deeply the active ingredients penetrate. Now, mix your blend in your palm. 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed castor oil, 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed rosehip seed oil in its deep amber form, 3 to 4 drops of niacinamide serum at 10% concentration, 3 to 4 drops of cold-pressed turmeric root oil. Mix them together in your palm with your fingertips for 10 seconds. Warm the blend between your palms for 15 seconds before applying. Warmth reduces castor oil's natural thickness and makes it easier to apply in a thin, even layer. It also mildly increases your skin surface temperature, which opens the channels between your skin cells and improves penetration depth. Now apply using the press and hold method. Do not rub. Do not massage in circles. Place your palms flat against your skin. Press gently. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Move to the next area. Work from your jawline upward to your forehead. This technique pushes the blend into the skin rather than spreading it across the surface. It delivers the active ingredients inward instead of moving them sideways across your face. For your dark spots specifically, after you have applied the blend across your whole face, take your ring finger and press a tiny additional amount of the blend directly onto each spot. Hold for 10 seconds on each one. This creates a concentrated local delivery of the active compounds directly over the most pigmented areas. Leave the blend on overnight. Do not rinse. Do not apply anything on top. Let the rice and oleic acid do its work through the night while your skin is in its active repair cycle. Your skin cell turnover is at its highest between 11:09 p.m. and 4 a.m. This is when the trans-retinoic acid from rosehip oil is most effective. The niacinamide is most actively interrupting melanin transferrin. The curcuminoids are most potently suppressing tyrosinase activity. You are working with your skin's natural biology instead of against it. In the morning, rinse with cool water and a gentle cleanser. Apply your sunscreen. This is not optional. It is mandatory. Every dark spot protocol in existence is neutralized by unprotected sun exposure. A broad spectrum SPF 30 or higher applied every single morning protects the progress you're making overnight and prevents new triggers from reactivating the melanocytes you're working to calm. Now, I promised you something at the beginning of this video.